Hey everyone, welcome back to the Toy Cave. Today we're checking out Happy 8 Collectables and HappyCon at the Southridge Mall in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. I'm doing a voiceover so we don't get sued by Mariah Carey. There was a lot of loud Christmas music. Right here we're looking at some Star Wars section, mostly more modern stuff, some Episode 1, and we got some vintage collection here, and some Black Series, typical, more modern things. Here's some vintage stuff in here. Nothing too great. There's a snow speeder missing a can in there. Dagobah playset. Here's some fun little things. Christmas Vacation saucer. Harry's tooth from Home Alone. Kind of like some silly mock-ups. Ooh, here's some Action Force vehicles. Don't see a lot of that in America. I was tempted, but they were missing a lot of pieces. And they had some animation cells. We've got the animated Ewok show and some My Pet Monster. We got Joe's. They got Transformers. There's some Lanyard Corps, some more Joe's here. Bunch of different autographs. Some of the older Batman actors and Child's Play. They had a lot of memorabilia, sports, nerdy stuff, all that. Very packed store. We've got some Hot Wheels here, some model cars, Marvel Legends, and quite a few 90s toys still on card, like you see in a lot of these places. Here's a cool G.I. Joe Cobra Battle game, and, Python Patrol Stun, and a bunch of Joe comics, some of which I need, but I think they're all marked at $5, and I generally only pick them up for my wall when they're like $1 or $2. But still cool to see. Even some of the Transformers crossover ones. There's a Turtles collector's case. Kind of a sad selection of Turtles right here. Shelf with just a few on them. Real Ghostbusters. On the bottom we got some Toxic Crusaders trading cards. A bunch of wrestlers, Hasbro, WCW. Some belts. Got Thundercats. This creepy knockoff Thundercat here. Different models. Donnie Marie stage. Here's just a quick pan of the whole store so you can see how big it is. Lots of sports memorabilia, Funko Pops, not a ton of vintage, but there are some things. And in the front window we've got Jabba's sail barge just sitting there and some life-size Ewoks hiding in the glare. Alright, now we're entering HappyCon from the mall entrance, and when you first enter is where they're doing autographs. They have various people, costumed characters from Star Wars, and also the girl that played the Twi'lek Jedi, Aya Sakura. Here's some stuff. Ooh, there's the Planet of the Apes treehouse. I used to look at that in an article from Lee's Action Figure News and Toy Review, I remember. Here's my kids looking at some stuffies. Ooh, got some Mission Brazil wetsuit in here. Mantech, Sectars in the box. Pretty cool. So many places had lots of anime stuff, lots of anime statues and plush and things. Not really my thing. And then there's this guy that I see all over the place at King County. He's got the cutouts, and he's got magnets, different pop culture stuff, some weaponry. Don't cut yourself. And here we got Toy Box Toys from my hometown, West Bend. They brought some Joes, they brought some Transformers, Star Wars. They even have a carded Killer Tomatoes. And here's a girl named Leia that will teach your kids how to draw various Star Wars characters. And my son did a Indiana Jones BB-8. This guy here makes custom rugs like you saw on the floor. He's making them right there in front of you. And then here's probably my favorite stand at the show. This guy's got tons of movie posters and horror memorabilia, Halloween masks, action figures. Just a really good looking stand. Lots of cool stuff to see. He's even got monsters. He's got the Shoguns here. Just look at how well done this display is. Does a really great job. Cool smalls here in the glass. So this was the second HappyCon ever. I went last year. There seemed to be a little less vendors, but I also went on a Friday. I suggest you check it out sometime. So that was a look at HappyCon, and now it's time for my haul. The first things I grabbed at HappyCon were a bunch of vintage G.I. Joe figures. Right here, On the left, we have version 2 Snake Eyes from 1985, a figure I have always wanted and have been missing from my collection since I was a child. I never found one at a rummage sale, and I was too late into the game. The version of Snake Eyes I had as a kid was the Ninja Force Snake Eyes, so I'm so happy to finally have the one from the cartoon here. He came with Timber the Wolf, his backpack, and a sword. He's only missing the Uzi, but I have another Timber and his Uzi that I've had in my parts bin waiting to get this figure. And then here in the middle, we've got the Mailaway Hooded Cobra Commander. I've had this figure since I was a kid, but mine has a broken crotch, so I pretty much picked this guy up. He was cheap enough to get just for the crotch. He also came with his hairdryer gun. And another one here, Scarlet, Straight Arm Scarlet from 1982. I have this figure as well, but mine also has a broken crotch. So this one has a good crotch. She did not come with the crossbow, but I have an extra crossbow, so now I have 2 complete Scarlets, and this one with a crotch. And then over here, we've got the tan version of Clutch, which came with the Vamp Mark II. I always liked Clutch. He's probably one of my favorite figures from the first wave, and I'm happy to have the tan version now. Here's another lineup of G.I. Joes from that same vendor. We've got a complete Beachhead here. We've got a complete Barbecue, complete Ripper, which is the only Dreadnought I was missing from the original 3. We've got a complete Hawk version 2, and we've got a Zartan who's missing his gun and 1 thigh pad, but the Zartan I currently have in my collection is completely naked, so now I have at least 1 thigh pad, the chest, and here's the backpack with the Jesus mask inside. The last thing I picked up was a bag full of the LJN Advanced Dungeons & Dragons figures. I do not have any of these figures. These are the posable ones they made. I do have a few of the non-posable PVC figures they also made, but these are my first actual action figures. Over here we have the Dark Wizard Kellic. He's got his staff. Oh, back here we have Strongheart. He has his sword. We got Perlay, the elf, right here. He doesn't come with anything. We have Warduke in the middle. He's 100% complete with his shield and his sword. Also came with a bonus sword. And I wanted to point out that these are the early releases of these figures. See, there's no lever in the back. They did release most of these in a second wave with a battle-matic action where you'd pull a lever and they'd swing their swords and things. But these are the earlier ones, which I actually prefer. In the back here, we have an Ogre King. Up front, we've got the Dwarf Elkhorn. We've got the Good Wizard, Wrigglerum here. And then we got the bad guy, Grimsword. I don't actually know anything about Dungeons & Dragons. I've never played the role-playing game. I've seen a few episodes of the old cartoon. So, like I said, don't know anything about them. Got an instant collection here. I do know these figures are really cool, and I look forward to collecting more of them. And the last thing I bought was a bag of G.I. Joe parts that I got from the same vendor I got the Joes from. We'll just look at some of these quickly. There weren't as many figure parts as I wanted, but we do have parts for Bazooka, Torch, Mutt, Serpentor, including his little knife. It's pretty nice. And then we got the Cobra rope crosser. We got some parts for the whale, some parts for the fang, some parts for a bat, Silver Mirage. We got half of a Hiss tank driver here, parts for the Manta, snake armor, bunch of accessory pack stuff like you always get, spotlight for the watchtower, parts for headquarters, polar battle bear, the howitzer, and I forget what this set's called, but it's the one with the cots, something like Biovac or something, I don't know. Missile for the trike, and we got some missiles here for the devilfish. And this is for the Checkpoint Alpha, the Trouble Bubble. These are all for the Cobra Night Landing. And this is probably the most impressive thing I found in here. These are 4 of the 5 weapons that came with the Tactical Battle Platform. You can tell they're for the battle platform because they all have the sprue marks on the end. So I think I have the 5th one, so that would 100% complete my battle platform. And then here's some miscellaneous stuff that's not G.I. Joe. We do have a Fibro Axe from Star Wars in here, and we have Bruticus's right fist from Transformers. That's all I got for you today. Don't forget to check back here after the new year for my yearly collection tour. Like this video and leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching.